back in the room for a live feed. First one of many, hopefully. I'm with the boy James from the Anvil. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, man. I'm good.
Good, mate. Good. What did you make of England the other day?
For what the game against Hungary or the game against Andorra?
Both of them, mate. I thought the Andorra one was going to be routine, but the Hungary one was very impressive.
Yeah, the Hungary actually do have some decent players in their team, believe it or not. So I thought we played really well in that game. Obviously, to come away with clean sheet, 4 goals. Everyone played really well in the game. I mean, West Ham fans were going to talk about Declan Rice as well in that game. I mean, we already know what he's capable of. I think the whole country now knows it, given how he played, the way him and Calvin Phillips keep everything tight-knit, way Declan Rice enables counter-attacks. And I think everyone's just got to see what Declan's capable of in that game. And he scored a goal as well. He rounded it off. Really good performance as well. Obviously, he was rested against Andorra because he wasn't needed. But yeah, it's good strong contribution.
Yeah, good. It was a good away performance. Before I get into a few things, what do you make of this game with Poland?
Tough, because they've got good players. I mean, you've got Lewandowski, players like that in the team. We're going to have to definitely change the lineup and get strong again. Take out players like Bamford, Lingard, Saka. Need your big guns up against Poland because they're a good team.
And what did you make of old Jesse Lingard the other day, mate?
Well, I still got a lot left to give in him. I mean, I've got a mixed view on this because as much as I do enjoy like him for his time at West Ham. I think he was absolutely excellent for us and the contribution he made to the team. I think we need to just move on from it. And the reason why I say that is because we let that drag on so long over the summer. He's made it clear he doesn't want to come to West Ham. I mean, I would welcome him back at the club, definitely. But if he doesn't want to come back, there's no point pursuing him. He's still got a lot in him, with two. Two? Do you get a goal and 2 assists? 2 goals, 1 assist against Andorra.
Yeah. So he played well, mate. He played well, but obviously, we all know it's only Andorra, but you still got to do the job, ain't you? So I think he before we get into the England thing, I think with Lingard, I think he will come. The moment he signs a new contract at Man United, will be the moment then where he will not come. That'll be it. That'll be game over for me. But until that is done, then I can't see it myself. Like, I can see him being with us in January. Even it wouldn't surprise me if January comes. And if we can get through the next sort of 4 or 5 months, and get to January and basically sign him, then hopefully next year we might be having a trophy coming back. Do you know what I mean? Which is a good positive.
Yeah. I mean, he's. Look, the door's always open for him to come back to West Ham, and he's got. It's up to him to be realistic about what he wants to do with his future. I mean, is he just going to rot on the bench at Man United? Because that's what he seems to be going to do. There's no way he's going to start over Ronaldo or Sancho or Fernandez or players like that. He's going to be realistic. Is he just going to rot on the bench, or is he actually going to come where he's going to get regular playing time? And that's what drew him to West Ham, regular playing time. And he started pretty much every game for us and was a really good addition to the team. So, it's just a decision at the end of the day. If he doesn't come back and doesn't want to come back, that's fine. But he's going to he might regret it if he doesn't.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I really do. Let's get into it. Right. We'll go to Warsaw on Wednesday night, mate, which is hostile at best.
Yes.
I've checked the odds via Sky Bet: 17-4 Poland, draw 13-5 England, 4-6. It's an hard one with me on this one because I don't think 4-6 is value. It was 4-5 England. No. They've gone out to 4-6. They've shortened in. But what do you make of this game, James?
It's a difficult one. Early is going to be difficult. I think Poland are going to throw a few surprises at us because they've got a lot of good players in the team. Well, we don't know Lewandowski's capable of as well, but they've got all the really good players in there. They've got a lot of Premier League talent like Jan Bednarek, Jakub Moder's going to be in there. Fabianski's not going to be there because he's retired now from international football. But I mean, difficult. It's difficult to call this one because Poland are a good team. No, they do make World Cups and Euros quite consistently, and I don't know where this is going. I mean, I can see it being a draw, really.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I see it being a draw.
I think I'll get into a few of the bets that I've got coming up. I think England's are very strong defensively, I must admit. They're the strongest they've been for a hell of a long time. So I'm going to get into the first sort of bet that I think could be a good value. Is this one? England clean sheet. Basically, England to keep the clean sheet in the match. That could be a 0-0 draw. Even money. I think that's a great bet. I really do.
That's decent.
Yeah, the last few games that they've played, I know it's Andorra, and I know it's Hungary, but they've looked solid and professional at the back. They played Italy in the final. They drew, it was 1-1, but before that, they kept a clean sheet. They kept a lot of clean sheets, like nicking games 1-0, etc. So I think that to me is a good value bet for something where England are very strong, especially if we're going to play Maguire and Jones. What's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I mean, clean sheet. Back-to-back clean sheets as well. It's a key factor in this. We have got a very solid defensive unit. So brick wall. Yeah, I think that's a fair bet, really. I mean, last 2 games, no goals conceded is obviously a very good thing. It does better for our goal difference, and solidly defensively, we just keep it tight and make sure nothing gets past it, and that's part of it. Goalkeeper also, Jordan Pickford's been playing really well. As well, he's been very reliable. And we've been looking for a consistent goalkeeper for the last few years, so Pickford's really stepped up. Did it in the Euros, was sensational. Then broke the clean sheet record. It's just following on from what he's doing from there, and everyone's just still in the high spirits from the Euros, despite what happened, and keeping those performances up.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think England look very, very good at the back. I think if you stop Lewandowski, you stop Poland, in my opinion.
You do, yeah.
And I just think if you can take him out of the game, then Poland are a bit lackluster with other people in there.
Yeah, man.
I've got 2 bookings, card bets. This is the first one. Mr. Jan Bednarek. Now, this man seems to get booked every week at Southampton. Now, I think 3-1 is good value. I really do.
Yeah,
what do you reckon, James?
He's a bit of an aggressive tackler, and he's a bit of an aggressive player. So yeah, I can see him getting carded. I mean, as good as a defender as he might be, he's not a good. He doesn't keep his head on his shoulders.
No. I agree. I think he's very rash, especially up against speed. He's very rash. He's very doesn't really think about anything. He just goes in there, and I think he don't mind taking a card either. That's the difference. I think he's like, you know what I mean? Whereas some players are like, you know what, I don't want to get booked, but he's like, you know what, I don't care if I get booked or not. So I think that's a good punt, that one. And I've gone for this man who I've followed quite a lot. It's whether or not he plays or not is Glik.
Glik.
He plays out in Italy now, I believe, for a lower league team, but he will definitely play for Poland. What do you make of him, mate? To get booked?
Many years ago, he was actually quite a highly rated player. In Euro 2016, he played really well. Obviously, he's gotten a bit older now, so his value's dropped. Performance-wise, may have dropped a little bit as well. But him and Bednarek are a part of that defensive unit, and I think Bednarek's going to have more chance of getting booked than Glik, to be honest. So Glik's a hit and miss one.
I agree. Yeah. He's one of them ones. He's either very good or he's awful. Do you know what I mean?
There's no in between.
And there is no in between. But I do think he could get booked, especially if he's up against Sterling. I can see England going strong here. And pace. If England get behind them, then I could see him just pulling Sterling back or pulling someone back, taking a booking, and especially if the game's tight and all. And this is the final one from me before we talk about the game. Is England to score 2 goals at 5-6? Now, I like this bet. I think this bet's. I think England are capable of scoring just 2 goals in this game. Like, I can't see England going there and winning 1-0. And I think if they score early, Poland have got to come out and basically attack England in a way, and then England can counter. What's your thoughts, James?
I think, when Well, England don't do scrappy 1-0 wins these days. We've got too much talent and too much offensive prowess about us to not score 2+ goals. That Poland back line is not difficult to break down. Their forward line is, but the back line isn't too bad to break down. I mean, Poland actually conceded San Marino the other day, for the record, so that's something. And, we just got to find that one gap. And as is the case a lot of times, we just got to find that one gap and that one opportunity to get the ball forward. And when we do, just go all at it and get it into the net.
Yeah, I agree. I just think England are a counter-attacking team at the minute. Well, and they are. England in their own box are deadly because they get the ball and they spread it out wide. Then England got a load of pace. What do you make on this game? How do you see this game going? What's your prediction for this game?
Tough. I think it's going to be a tough one, honestly, because we got to go up against a Poland team that aren't actually mugs. They're not mugs in any European competition. They're not mugs in Europe. A lot of people try and write them off, but they end up getting surprise results. It's not just a one-man team. It's not just Lewandowski. I mean, they got other players in there like Grosicki, Glik, back in the day, Blaszczykowski. I'm not sure if he's still playing or not. No, they got bednarek in the back, and some of their players scored a hat-trick the other day that wasn't Lewandowski. I forgot his name. It's like Budska or something like that.
Yeah.
I think this game could go really good or really bad for us. I think we get first goal in the game. We got to just control things. They get the first goal. We change our plan up. Yeah, it's hard to say. It depends what happens during the course of the game, but I can see England grinding something out of it.
Yeah, I think the clean sheet is a good thing. I think if you stop it, I know like they're scoring. Other people are scoring hat-tricks against San Marino, but Lewandowski's their main man. I think he's world class. I think he's a world class striker himself. I think he's top class.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think if you stop him, then you've got half a chance of stopping Poland from getting a positive result. I'm going to say 2-0 on this game. And that's the reason why I picked them bets. I think England, if England score early, England will control the game, and then I reckon possibly get another one towards the end. I don't think the 4-6 for England is valid. If it's 4-5, I might have thought about it. But 4-6, I might as well just go and back England at 5-6 to basically score 2 goals. Where I know they can score 2 goals in 90 minutes. So, but yeah. So I just think I'm going to go for a 2-0. I think it's going to be pretty routine, if I'm honest. But as I say, mate, we will see. We will see. So that was the betting preview. Now let's talk West Ham, James. What have you made of? Well, 1, the transfers, and 2, the start of the season.
Okay, it's transfers. We pulled it out of the bag at the last minute, and I know people say it's last minute stuff, dithering Dave, etc., what have you. But look, we pulled it out of the bag at the last minute, and we got in players that we needed. Obviously, I would have wanted a striker. That was priority, and it has been all the time because of how lack of depth we have up front. But Moyes has other options of getting strikers out there. Dare I say it, he's got Yarmolenko who can go up there. He's got Bowen who can go up there. He's got Vlasic who can play false 9. He can even play Benrahma up front as like a holding striker. But no, we got positions that we needed for backup as well. We got Kurt Zuma in, who's a quality defender. And we need to improve that defensive unit because it's getting older. I know, Bonner, a 33-year-old Bonner who's got a few months left on his contract is your main defender. You know that's a problem. Zuma's 26 years old and is entering his prime years as a player. We got in Alex Kral, who's going to be a good backup option. Someone who's got compatriots at the club and will settle in next to no time. And Vlasic is the one that I really like a lot because Everton didn't really give him a fair chance. Not to say he was a flop. He wasn't given a fair chance at Everton, to be fair. And he's gone to Russia. He was involved in 44 goals in 86 games. Bear in mind there. And he's come to West Ham in a culture that suits him because he's got a lot of similarities to Slaven Bilic. They're both from the same hometown. They both played for Hajduk Split. Everton, they both had experience playing in Russia. He's got that connection in a longer sense. And maybe in January when Rob Newman comes in as this head of recruitment and he's got more control of the transfers, we get a striker. We maybe get another left back in.
How would you rate it? How would you rate the out of 10?
8. Would have been 10 if we got a striker and a left back, but 8 was good enough because of the quality we signed.
See, this is where I'm going to say that I constructively disagree, but
that's fine.
I look at it like this, James. I understand it. The thing is with Vlasic, the only thing I don't understand is that no one else has picked this man up. Like, we've come in and we've got this man pretty easy.
No, AC Milan wanted him.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. But the thing is with Vlasic, also, and this is another thing, this is why I'm a bit 50-50 with him, as I said on Jake's show the other day. My attitude with him is that we are getting a man who's got to come in and we're expecting to perform like straight away. Like, I know he was at Everton, and from Everton's point of view, they said he was hit and miss. Like, do you think it was the right thing to do, going out and paying £27 million plus add-ons for a player who we need to hit the ground running right now? Like, if he comes in and he hits the ground running, there's money well spent. But if he don't, then basically we have got no alternatives, have we? For sure.
Well, Everton's judgment of him isn't exactly accurate. He only made 12 appearances for them. He wasn't really given a fair crack of the whip. So that's not an accurate judgment. If you want to talk to the CSKA Moscow fans about that, then they'll have a different opinion. They'll say that he was quality. And his stats and everything, and from what I've seen on highlight tapes of him, is actually pretty impressive. He's really good at making use of space. He's a very direct attacker of the ball. And he's a good penalty taker. So he's got those attributes as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to coming in to perform right away, so be it. It's something that he's going to be thrown right into the fire and hopefully gets the best results out of. Maybe it takes a little while for him to settle. You know, readjust to life in England and the Premier League. But who knows? I think Moyes knows what he wants with the player. Moyes' choice to sign this player. He's still a young lad. And he wants to be along in West Ham in the long run. He signed a 5-year contract at West Ham, bear in mind. So he wants to be here for the long run and to really get something out of this. Hope it works out for him.
Why is it, James, that West Ham are so scared to sign a striker, mate? What's your thoughts on that?
Value for money, I guess. Finding the right player. I guess that's Moyes' thing, finding the right players. I can see us actually ending up signing some winger and converting it into a striker. So it's not natural striker isn't really our thing either, bear in mind.
Because what it is, when you sort of weigh it up, we're the only club in the Premier League who's only got one striker at the club. Everyone else has got 2 or 3, and we've only got 1. I understand it with the false 9, but we're not Man City, and this is what I said on a show that I started on this channel. I said basically, well, we can't expect us to be like Man City. Man City have got £1 billion worth of talent, playing talent, and we've got. We haven't. Do you know what I mean? And the way I look at it with this is basically we are relying on Antonio not to get injured, because then we are going to be shoehorning players into positions who basically isn't their natural position. Bowen. I know Bowen can play there, but like if you're going to with Antonio, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but with Antonio, he can play in the air and on the ground. I think with Bowen, you can't do that. So all got to be on the ground because he hasn't got the eye for the physical presence. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So with Vlasic, I'm 50-50 at the minute. I want to be proved wrong.
Well, the thing is with Vlasic is if you're starting, it means Bowen goes on the bench. Then you've got an actual reliant attacking option on the bench to bring on. So that's a good thing. But when it comes to a striker, we need someone physical, like Antonio. And my choice would be Sasha Kalajic, who plays for Stuttgart, because he's everything. He's dream striker. He's 6'6". He is actually like a David Moyes favorite, because although he's a striker, he used to start out as an attacking midfielder and then converted to a striker.
He's Austrian, isn't he? He's Austrian, isn't he? Yes,
man, player in Bundesliga. Another player go for a striker is Sal Larin, who plays for Besiktas. We live in Canada. Everyone talks about him because there are 2 Canadians who actually play for Besiktas. And everyone's going to say, Besiktas won the league last season by 1 goal. Sal Larin had 2 games where he scored 4 goals. I know that people say that Turkish football's some Mickey Mouse league. It's not. They've got a lot of talent came out of that. Probably it's like Emery, Tuncay Sanli, players like that. A couple of West Ham players play there. And Sal Larin's a really good player. He's one on the rise. And I think at West Ham it would suit him well because he's a psychological striker who spends a lot of time in the box.
What do you make of Alex Crowell coming, mate? What's your thoughts on him?
I like him. Actually, I like what he's his fundamental defensive mid because he does his bits well. He just does his tackling well and passing of the ball well. He's not glamorous. He's not like a Declan Rice box to box player. He's not like a Souček box to box player. He just keeps everything tight in his own end.
But is he the replacement for Dec?
Possibly.
Yeah, I can see that coming.
He'd be working with Souček and Král. Well, those two know each other very well. So
yeah,
it's not just disaster having those two together.
What did you make of Conor Coventry going out on loan to Peterborough?
He needs it.
Yeah,
because he needs to put into the field for real. See how he copes there. Peterborough's a good club for him to be at. They've really good setup, Peterborough. I mean, Darren Anthony's a really good chairman. Barry Fry's been there a long time, and he's very highly praised. You look at the team players they've had over the years, like Craig McHale-Smith, Aaron McLean, George Boyd, some of them who ended up playing in the Premier League. They got Sikiri Dembele there, who was another good player who would really work well with him. Johnson Clark-Harris has been there before, and he played really well for them too. So Conor Coventry's going to a team where he can actually grow, and Peterborough can do that.
Do you think though that with Peterborough, it's one of them ones, mate? You're in a team that's going to be fighting for their lives to stay in the league, and he's going to have to perform at the top level every single week. Like, I'd rather him go to somewhere like a Swansea or something where they play the ball on the ground rather than a Peter. Like, I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. The loan is the right move. He needs to go out and play, but is it the right loan? Do you think, like the right club?
Yes, and the reason why I say that is because it's a challenge for him.
Yeah,
it's a challenge for him. So I want to see how he copes under pressure, because relegation battle is an extra pressure on playing a game. I want to see how he copes under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be interesting to see how he does do. I'd be interested to see what sort of feedback we get from Peterborough fans in regards to his games. If he starts to tear it up, which I think he will do.
I think he'll come good.
I was a bit gutted that he's gone, if I'm honest, if I speak on his truth, because I thought he'd done enough in pre-season to warrant it. If you'd have said that to me last year, I said he needs to go out on loan. He can't go in the first team. But I think this year, with the Europa, with the Carabao Cup, I know it's only a couple of games, but like we can't be relying on players to play in both each week, if that makes sense. Because one injury and that's us gone. But finally, on the players front, what do you make of Alves going to Sunderland?
Decent move for him again. Hopefully he can do well with Sunderland. Sunderland's actually all right for him because they're a team that's always top of League One anyway. They've got nothing to really stress about too much apart from fighting for the playoffs. And he's going to, and he could, if he can help them get into a playoff run, then fair enough. He's got arguably a little bit less pressure on him than Coventry because Alves is in a league with a team that is always fighting for promotion anyway. Peterborough's always fighting at the bottom end of the championship. So Alves has it I'm actually not going to say the word easy because he's not going to be plain sailing when he goes there. He's expected to do a certain thing. So again, Alves needed a loan and his first opportunity to play football in England.
Yeah, I agree. I really do agree with you on that. I think the club is perfect for him. I think he's going to be at the top end of League One and let's be honest, Sunderland are a big club. They're no Mickey Mouse club.
50,000 seater stadium in League One.
Yeah, and let's be honest, like they are a Premier League club. If really with the fan base and everything. Obviously, the last sort of 10 years hasn't been great to them, but they are a big, huge club. And I think I'll know more with Alves at the end of this season. I think if Alves goes there and they get promoted, and he helps them. You've only got to look at each week when some of them play. They keep clean sheets, and if he's in their defence, then I think it's a great move for him. I really do. Sure. But moving on to the Sunderland game, to the Southampton game. How did you see that game? It's going to be an interesting one, I think.
I think it was winning in the end because let me put it this way: Southampton's saving grace is James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
because they have weakened their team massively. Last season, they went on a massive fall from grace, having gone from potentially getting into European football to being in a relegation battle, and they lost 9-0 again to Man United even. So they lost 9-0 there. They look, they got a good manager in Hansen, but it's the players that he signs that aren't good enough. I mean, Adam Armstrong's gone into them, and that's an interesting one. And yeah, that's a good striking option for them. But they lost Danny Ings in the process. And losing him is a big blow. The only saving grace they got is James Ward-Prowse and the fact that he's staying committed to the club. That's what they've got. And we actually have a good track record against Southampton anyway. We usually score 3 goals, and it's usually a 3-0 whenever we play them. You know, we've beaten 3-0 at London Stadium in the last couple of seasons. We scored 3 goals against them just before lockdown 2020. We've beaten them on their own gaff a few times. So I'm very confident against Southampton because we shouldn't fear them. They're not dangerous, really.
No. What it is, the pressure is on us to go there and perform, basically.
Yeah, of course.
Like it was with Palace. I think everyone expected us to go to play Palace at home and we're going to roll this team, no problem. I thought we would roll that team, no problem, considering how well we've been playing. But the old cliche, like when you've got a bogey team in the league, then it's, you know what I mean, it's one of them ones. But I agree. I think Southampton's a game we can easily win. I think it ain't going to be a walk in the park. I think they're going to be fresh. I think what it is, it all goes back to the international break. I think whether players come back, I think we're going to be slow at the blocks. If I'm honest, I think we're going to start off slow, and then we're going to build, and then we're going to build up towards the second half. So there was a game. Who did we play? Newcastle at home, I think it was, where we started off like that. Started off slow. Newcastle away, sorry. Started off slow, and basically we come into it the second half. I think if we score first and then Southampton come on to us, then that's just brilliant for us just to counter attack this team.
We can counter attack them quite easily, really.
Well, where do you think West Ham was going to finish this year, mate? Well, from what you've seen over the last 3 games, and obviously Europa League campaign, where do you see us going?
Well, I don't want to give it like a definite position because I don't want it to come back and bite me. But I would say at least a top 10 finish.
Yeah,
should be an expectation. Maybe with Europa League going on this year, we might not get Europe, but who knows? Everyone said we get relegated last season. We got Europa League. So no, I'm excited either way for what's going to happen this season. I'm excited for what's to come because I trust the manager. I like the way the team's got good chemistry about it. So who knows? Who knows?
And finally, to wrap it up, mate, before we say our goodbyes, what do you make of the Europa League draw? And where do you see us finishing in that group?
Good draw. Good cities that are popular tourist destinations for Brits. Doesn't mean you have to like get visas or go and to like rural Romania or somewhere like there. And have Astragugu 2.0. They're not in it anyway, so thank God. Look, it's a good Europa League draw. Get some good stadiums out there, and they're good teams that are quite popular in the Europa League, and they've got a lot of experience. So you're going off experience versus the new kids on the block, and again, that's another test for us in European football. There's also a chance for West Ham fans to go abroad and watch them. I might consider doing it, depending on what the quarantine rules are in Canada and whether I can travel there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Europa League.
Where do you think we're finishing that group, mate?
I'd say the second or third.
Yeah, I agree.
That's been ideal.
I think for us to win that group, we'd have to play phenomenal. Not saying we can't, but I think we'd have to be literally on our game, every game, home and away.
Yeah.
Second, I think we can do. I think we could definitely get second.
Second's doable.
I can't see us finishing fourth, so I agree. Second or third. If we finish top of that group, then that's just amazing, and we've done well. I think the draw. I must admit, I do agree with you on the draw. Also, I do agree that the draws benefits us because of the distance. There's not really a lot of, like you got Belgium, Austria, and Croatia.
Yeah, I mean, you people in the UK are a bit easy. I've got to drive. I'd have to fly like 12 hours.
Yeah, I know, mate. Sorry about that, but when you emigrate, that's what you have to do. But well, that's been my betting preview with James from the Anvil. I'm gonna put it on social media. Go and follow him on all his platforms, and he does good stuff. Good scout reports and all. I must admit. Yeah. During the summer,
coming back in January. January we're coming back. We're going to be doing left backs and strikers.
Who would you like to see? Before quick fire, James. Before we go, who would you like to see as a left back and a striker at the club in your
I
opinion?
think, well, I'd like left back Josh Doig, who plays for Hibernian, because I think that's a league that Moyes likes a lot. I'd add another midfielder in there, someone I really do like, Ferdi Cadioli, who plays for Fenerbahce. People say, why am I obsessed over him? Because he's a very interdependent team player who would suit Moyes' system. He had a goal and assist the other day, Fenerbahce. And striker, Sasha Kaladzic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I must admit, I agree with you on both of them. Doig is a good player. Let's be honest, anyone out of the Scottish League, you've only got to look at Robinson and Tierney to come out of there. And obviously, don't know why, but the Scottish League, they seem to develop left backs and right backs like it goes out of fashion. So
they do.
Do you know what I mean? And Sasha, he's a good player. And he's a sort of player that if Antonio ever did go down or he had a rest, what an ideal replacement. Big lump up front who's also got great feet and all. So, yeah, I totally agree. Well, that's us done for this one. That's my betting preview for the Poland versus England game in Warsaw on Wednesday. Check it out. Hopefully get a positive result. That's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from the Anvil.
Like,
take care, man.
See you later.